kinds of stuff. TarylFixesAll.com. Pick yourself up something today, and there's your dinner. John Deere D105 got a safety recall on it. May cause death or serious injury. This is the part that's really going to make you mad. The recall has expired. How does a recall expire? Pterodactyl here. Today's video is going to be on one of these here plastic General Transmissions. That's the company who makes it, General Transmissions. Plastic transmissions that was in one of these D105s, John Deere's, that you buy at the box store. And there was a safety recall on this particular model, the D105, back in 2016. And this is 2024. So I'm gonna get my spectacles on. And we're gonna read this recall. John Deere D105 lawn tractors and service part transmissions. Problem: a gear in the transmission in your lawn tractor may not have been manufactured to specification and could fail. If this occurs, the lawn tractor may lose drive, service brake, which is the brake, and parking brake functions. This creates a risk of a crash, which could result in serious injury or death. Product: this recall involves some D105 John Deere lawn tractors sold from February 2016 through July 2017, so basically a year, a little over a year. And service transmissions sold by John Deere authorized dealers for use in the D105 lawn tractors from March 2016 through August 2017. So that means service transmissions that were on the shelf at some dealers that may have had them in stock. John Deere brand name printed on the hood, the serial number located on the frame of the machine above the left rear tire begins with 1 GXD105. A complete list of serial numbers included in this recall is located at John Deere's website. If your lawn tractor serial number is on the list or the transmission has been replaced from March 2016 through August 2017, contact your John dealer for more information. Remedy: this is the remedy. Consumers should stop using the recalled lawn tractors immediately and contact the John Deere dealer to schedule a free repair. John Deere is contacting all registered owners of the recalled lawn tractors directly. So, you know, this is going to cost them some coin for this. Now, from what I understand, General Transmissions is going to eat some of the cost, but it's still going to cost the dealer something because of their time and stuff that's involved. But it's not like they ain't got money. They got money. So for further information, contact John Deere at blah, 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 Monday through Friday, blah, 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 blah. So I found that on the inner screen because I was unaware of this recall. And this is going years back because we've had some of these come in. So this is from John Deere's website, John Deere D105 lawn tractor transmission recall serial numbers list. This involves a certain John Deere 105, blah, 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 which we already kind of went over. And then they've got the serial number list. Well, I couldn't print off every page because there's 586 pages of serial numbers. So, me, again, unaware that there's a recall on this. You know why I'm unaware? Because I'm not a John Deere dealer. And I got enough to do. I can't be sitting there monitoring everything on the inner screen about other products. So again, we've had a few of these come into the shop. And again, this plastic transmission, this General Transmissions, they put this plastic piece of crap in some AYP or Husqvarna tractors too. And I don't recall any kind of recall. See how I use that? I don't recall any recall on those pieces of garbage, pieces of fecal matter. On the AYP stuff, we had an Aaron's mower come in that was actually made for errands by AYP or Husqvarna, the same company, it's the same garbage. And we had the same plastic transmission that failed in it, and that customer paid for a new transmission because it was out of warranty, and I guess they didn't have a recall on it. So the problem we would see a lot of is it would either get stuck in forward or reverse. And you couldn't shift it from one to the other. It would get stuck. Or this would happen, which you can see is what happened on this D105 that we got in here now. Which is this thing would wear out. See how that's all worn? Because you know why it's worn? Because it's plastic! So this would wear, and then they use a little teeny tiny screw in the top to hold all this down. So they're giving you the, how should I say, the illusion that this particular mower is hydrostatic when it's not, because it's got that pedal to go forward and reverse. This is what I call the poor man's hydro, because it's a variable speed drive transmission. And you still have to shift it forward to reverse on the fender, and then you hit the pedal to make it go forward, and then when you shift it to reverse, make it go in reverse. MTD's got this garbage set up on theirs. Not a plastic trans, but they've got that variable speed kind of crappy transmission on theirs. So we would see where this would get all plugged up, full of grass and debris, and it would limit it from shifting, and then eventually it would wear something out. Now, we did a video on one of these plastic transmissions probably years ago, probably back when this recall was happening. So this is it. Look at it. And then I remember when I called General Transmissions and I said, hey, I can't find a parts breakdown on this mower. And they go, yeah, we got parts breakdown on that. You can get parts for that trans. I go, you can? I go, I can't find a breakdown of the internals of it because, you mean inside the transmission. That's something different there altogether there, fella. You mean you want to crack that thing open inside and fix it? No, you can't fix the inside of that. It's non-serviceable. No, we got just these parts, the variable speed parts. And I go, well, then I can't fix the transmission. And I remember when we did that video, a lot of comments were, Taryl, you should have cracked it open so we could see what failed in it. Well, I know what failed in it. Something wore out and broke, which you can't get the part to fix it. So why am I going to waste my time? Plus, it's all full of grease in there. So I'm going to waste a bunch of time trying to clean this thing all out just to see that, hey, this part broke. Hey, let me go to a machine shop and have them make that for a couple $100 on some cheap throwaway tractor. So, this is it. This is that cheap plastic trans, and this one failed. And John Deere has this recall. So what do? I get a hold of my local John Deere dealer because I have a relationship with them. And I said, hey, I got one of these D105s. I understand that there's a recall on this. And who I talked to over there is a good friend of mine. He's in the parts department. And he goes, well, I'm unaware of that. I'm in the parts department. I'm not in the service department. Let me find out. So he gets a hold of me and he goes, yeah, there was a recall on that, but the recall has expired. So how does that work? How does a recall expire? How do you have a recall on something which is supposedly dangerous? Stop using it immediately, death and injury, and then, oh, that's expired. Oh, that death and injury had expired. Oh, don't worry about that. Death and injury, that ain't going to happen anymore. So I start thinking, I go, oh, okay. These are considered disposable tractors. This is 2016, 2017 when this happened. Again, these things got a durability rating on them for so many years. This is like a microwave. Look at this as a microwave oven. When your microwave oven breaks, do you call the guy, the appliance repair guy, to come fix your microwave oven? You know what he's going to do? He's going to go, fix a microwave oven. The same guy I'm talking to that I was talking to at General Transmissions. Fix a microwave oven? Oh, you're out of your mind. You're out of your cotton picking mind. What it would cost to fix that? You can just go buy another one. Just throw that microwave away and get another one. That's the idea behind this. They figured that these would be purged out of the system by now. Recall, expired. So he says, look up, take a picture and send it to me of the serial number and all that stuff. So we do. I send it to him and he goes, it's on that list. And I go, okay, where was how come this person didn't get a letter in the mail? Because when there's a recall, you get a letter in the mail. If your piece of equipment is registered. There's the key word, registered. Is the piece of lawn equipment registered? I probably said this before in some of my other videos. If you buy a piece of lawn equipment, especially from these box stores, not from a dealer, a servicing dealer meaning somebody that when you buy it, you can take it back there and get it fixed, not Home Depot, Lowe's, or Tractor Supply, or wherever they're selling this stuff. That's not a servicing dealer. You have to register it. How do they know who bought it if you didn't register it to get the letter to say to bring the thing back? So he contacted me back. He goes, that thing was bought at Home Depot. So he told me some of this stuff too, which was interesting. That when these tractors go to Home Depot and Lowe's, when they arrive there in a shipment, they have to be uncrated and put together. So whatever your local John Deere dealer is, whoever they are, they send a technician out to the store and they spend a day or two setting these up. It's got a sticker right here on the back. Now, I didn't know this. Professional setup and pre-delivery inspection provided by your local John Deere dealer. And this was the local one that set this one up at Home Depot. It's Home Depot's responsibility to register the product when they sell it. My John Deere dealer told me that was a problem. They weren't registering the products. So the customer is not getting a notification that this is on a recall. Take it in, and they will be more than happy to fix it. That's how that works. All right, so let's talk about this tractor now. This is from 2016. Customer calls me, says, hey, got this John Deere, and there's something wrong with it. It won't drive. I said, okay. What John Deere is it? It's a D105. I go, oh, okay. That's the one with the plastic transmission. I go, that's a non-serviceable transmission. I go, what is it, locked in gear? Forward, reverse won't go? He goes, no, it won't do nothing. I said, okay. I go, well, the only way to fix it is to put a new transmission in it, and that's about $400 and some. He goes, you know what? I've had it since 2016. I don't want to spend that kind of money. You can just have it for parts. I said, okay, great. So he brings it here. It runs and everything. Drops it off. I thought, you know what? We'll just part it out. We'll sell the wheels. We'll sell the hood. We'll sell the engine. We'll sell the deck. We'll just sell it in pieces. Another customer comes in here looking for some parts, used parts. A grass rat, local grass rat. He comes in. I go, all right, well, go out there in the yard and look around and see what you got. He goes, hey, you got one of them John Deere D105s out there? And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah, I noticed it had a tag on it. Hours. Bad trans. You know there was a recall on that, don't you? I go, no, I was unaware of any kind of recall. Oh yeah, there's a recall on that. You take John Deere, they'll put a new transmission in that thing, lickety split. So that's when I called my friend at John Deere, and he told me, yeah, there was a recall, but the recall had expired and yours is on the list. I said, is there anything you can do? Is there anything you can do for that? He goes, you know what? Let me get a hold of our representative and see what I can do. Now again, this may not happen for everybody out there that's watching this, because every John Deere dealer, you know, are like independently owned, and it's up to them to decide if they want to go the extra mile for you or not, or how much crying and whining you might do. But he said, let me see what I can do, I'll get back to you. So I said, okay. So a couple days go by, he gets a hold of me, he goes, bring the tractor in. John Deere's going to put a brand new transmission in it, free of charge. It's on that recall list. It was sold at Home Depot. They didn't register it. That's not that customer's fault. We're going to make good on it. Bring it in. We're going to put a new transmission in it, free of charge. I thought, wow, that's great, awesome. Okay, so what do I do? What am I gonna do now? So I do the right thing. I get a hold of the guy that gave this to me, because I knew who he was, and I tell him the story, and he's as happy as Laddie. He's happier than Larry. He goes, I really appreciate you doing that for me. Thing is, I already bought another tractor. I said, do you have a family member or somebody that might need one? He goes, you know what? That's a good idea. Let me ask a few family members and see what's going on. Maybe somebody needs a tractor. Gets a hold of me a little while later and says, nope, everybody's good with their mowers. What do you want to do with it, Taryl? I go, well, let's sell it. It's got a brand new trans in it. Let's sell it. And then, you know, you can get the money. He goes, I'll give you something for all your trouble and that. I go, no, you don't have to. And then I went, yeah. Give me some money. No. I said, yeah, all right, I'll take a little bit for my trouble. I said, but we want to make a video on it. He goes, yeah, that's fine. So there you have it. John Deere made good on it. Again, if yours, you go to that website and you look and your model number's in there, contact your local John Deere dealer and see what they will do for you. They may or may not do anything. Like I said, the recall has expired. So check it out, see what they can do. And you know what the sad part of this is? Look at how many hours is on this mower. It's got an hour meter. Let me turn it on. 167.8 hours. That's not a lot of hours for that transmission to go out. But again, you know why it went out? Because it's plastic! It's plastic! And we are in sand out here. And you know what sand does? It ruins everything. Now, these parts can be gotten, and I'm sure this could be fixed. But again, if it was on the recall, so the internal part may break next. Now, they want this transmission back. I have to take this back to John Deere because sometimes they want them back. So I told them over there what I was going to do because they're well aware of our channel. And they said, sure, Taryl, you can take it, use it in your video, just give it back to us. And then if they don't want it back, we'll give it back to you if you want it. And I go, I don't want that plastic piece of crap. What do I want it for? So I got to take it back to them. But yeah, they did us right. Now we're going to do somebody wrong by selling it to them. No. It'll work for a while. It's got a brand new transmission. Oh, that was another thing I asked. Did they make any upgrades to the new transmission that went in there? And they said no. Other than whatever that part was that they talk about in here, the gear that goes bad where it'll freewheel, that wasn't machined correctly or whatever. Supposedly that new transmission has that fixed in it. But as far as everything else, I don't know. I couldn't see any other physical changes that they did to it. It's basically the same thing. But again, plastic transmission. Isn't that crazy? I'm going to give you a little bit of advice here. Whenever you go to buy a piece of lawn equipment, if you're unable, then get somebody who's able. Get down on your hands and knees and look underneath the dang thing before you buy it. Look it over. Look it over good. Look in the back. See if it's got some kind of plastic transmission on it, because I'm sure this company's still in business. Look at it. Look at how things are done. Because again, you're going to get what you pay for. Yes, this is a John Deere. This is another thing I want to talk about, because I've seen this on the inner screen too a lot. That tractor ain't made by John Deere. That's made by MTD. No, this is not made by MTD. This is made by John Deere. This is their product. I know they have some other products that are made by other companies, because we did a video on that. They had that stand-on mower that was made by Wright Standard, but that was real short-lived. That wasn't a lot of units. This is made by them. There are no MTD parts that are going to fit on this John Deere. This is their product. This is to capture the cheap tractor market. They're tricking you by getting you to buy because you're identifying with the brand name. So when you go to that box store and these things are lined up out there, look at that, they got John Deere. I always wanted John Deere, but they're too expensive. They're real expensive, them John Deeres. I want one. They got them here. Look, they're real cheap. Yeah, because you're getting a cheap John Deere. You're getting what you paid for. You're not going to spend $2,000 and get a $10,000 John Deere in quality. You're getting a $2,000 John Deere in quality. And this is another thing that I see and hear a lot from people, which kind of burns my keister. They want to bring their mowers here. I got John Deere. Will you work on it? I go, why don't you take it to John Deere? Oh, and they charge too much, man. They're crazy. They're real high. They charge a lot of money for all that. Then why did you buy the stupid thing? Why are you buying something that you can't afford to have repaired by them? Don't buy it then. That's like when people would buy Cadillacs. Well, I always wanted a Cadillac. I want a Cadillac. Hey, why is your Cadillac sitting there on milk crates or cinder blocks? Well, I can't afford to get it fixed. Then why did you buy the stupid Cadillac? I don't want to look all fancy driving around Cadillac like I'm a big shot. You can't afford it, don't buy it. Buy what you can afford. Well, there you go, grass rats. I hope I gave you a little insight in 2024 on a recall that happened in 2016. Maybe you got one of these. Go to that website. It's still up there. You can check it out. Maybe your serial number's on there. You can go to your John Deere dealer and see if they'll do you any good on this stupid, crappy plastic. I would kick that thing over, but I got to give it back to John Deere. And there's your dinner. Woo! Plastic transmission!